Hello everyone, I am Tacet and today is week 80 of the Gems of War Guild Wars. We are almost to 100, though of course it only moves forward like 1 month at a time these days. So we're over a year before it actually reaches 100, but the big 80. So, yeah, we got Guild Wars today. Obviously, it's Red Day, though on some platforms I think it's different color. It's kind of weird, but if you're on PC Mobile, it is Red Day today. So we'll be doing that. Of course, we also got some Sea of Sorrows, so we got to go do that. Comes with a really good weapon, too, if you want to go get it. It's either in Soul Forge or for 410 gems today. Highly advise getting it before the end of today because you won't be able to get it for several months from now if you don't. Also, sorry for being a few minutes late. YouTube has, for whatever reason, completely changed their back end for like the billionth time. Feels like every few months they like want to completely overhaul something. And they did it again, and I had to figure out where on earth everything was. Actually, let me go check the stream real quick. On the other side of YouTube. I see it on my end, but I want to see it on the front end just to make sure everything is set up correctly because they keep changing everything and I have no clue why. They were like the most undecisive company ever when it comes to the back end of their website. Okay, it looks like it's working fine. Add things doing its normal thing. The like button works. That's a good sign. But no, it all looks like it's doing normal stuff. It all looks fine. Okay. Oh, is the other thing there? Yeah, okay. Yep, everything looks good. Okay. But, yeah, they keep changing everything. It is very, very, very annoying, to say the least. Oh, do they have a different stream marker? Well, oh, it said a tag, and I didn't see what it was. Do they have a better way to actually capture highlights now? Ooh. I wonder if that's the case. That seems like a newish feature that I just tried telling me about that I completely accidentally clicked out of. Interesting. We'll need to mess with that later. Anyways, let's get into things. So, Red Guild War. Let's go do that. We got that going on. I always like to start off with Guild Wars and the Guild War streams. Makes sense. We have 1-4 as far as our defend team. I was considering changing this team up, but hey, it still does good. We don't really need to change it. I mostly want to change it because I feel like people have gotten used to this team and card countering it. But it still gets its wins. As far as our team today, we're going to be running this right over here. Our Guild War Red team right here. It is a Doomed Crossbow, Scurvy Sea Dog, Zugoff, and Drowned Sailor. The reasoning behind this team is it has a bunch of blue mana accumulation into something that has immune to freeze. The reason for this is to make sure we don't lose our turn. So even if they have an freeze team, even if they end up going down that route, it won't really matter because we'll have already the immunity to it. So unless they like curse stun us, which is going to be exceedingly rare, we won't really have to worry about it in most situations. However, before we just ram right in with that team, we do want to go and change up our metallage. And I don't currently have one set to the metallage I need, so let's go set it to exactly so. And 20% into 2 Metals of Seasons. Should end up doing it for this. And let's get into it then. Let's go to Guild Wars. Go to attack, and let's go get our 5 battles in and see how they do. This team's been doing okay. Red Day is one of the hardest Guild War days. But, yeah, this team's actually not been doing that bad. Is there anything else we want to change? I don't think so. I think we're good to go. Dragon Hero class. Let me go check it. Might have tweaked something at some point. One thing to note, Guild Wars does count as PvP. So any perk that says it only works in PvP does work in Guild Wars, so do be mindful of that. Guild Wars is the only area that isn't PvP that counts as PvP. Arena doesn't, even though it still has like pet gnomes and stuff like that. Well, you wouldn't even have an instance of that anyways. But yeah, normal PvP does, casual PvP does, and oddly enough, Guild Wars does. So anything that has a perk like that does indeed affect Guild Wars. So do be mindful. So us having 5 attack does give us 5 attack since it does count. What was that? Barrier start a battle? That's fine. Extra bit of damage, extra bit of stats, extra red. We might need to spell. Though we're using Zugoff team, so what would we really need to spell against for the most part? And then our triple damage. So yeah, that should be fine. I guess maybe to get rid of Bless so we can get a burn freeze on them or something. But who's really running a Bless team? There's like nothing viable that puts 4 times Bless right now. For the most part. But anyways, hello everyone. Hello Isabel. Hello Michael. Hello Imperial. Hello the Stats. Hello Steven. Hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Transform. Yep, green to blue. That's what we're looking for. So this gives us Zugoff. We didn't have the option to kill pretty much whatever we want. I can take this other blue too. Not sure if that was really worth it. We have a follow-up skull. However, I feel like leaving on the board just have a better chance. I'm going for that. We have another skull, so we just take that. Unfortunately, he is immune to burning, so we can't actually kill him there. We also have a yellow to blue. The only problem is we got rid of so much mana by doing that we actually don't have a target anywhere to go and try hitting that down. We could take the skull. That will kill him out, assuming he doesn't revive. I think that's the way to go. My only concern here is he's going to try getting red up, but there's no red he could directly take unless it cascades, and of course it cascades. So he grabs that immediately, obviously. We have another skull that might potentially line up our mana as well. He is burning right now, so that's the kill, isn't it? Yes, it is, so we'll go for that. That is the kill. Hello, Bushka! Welcome. You just finished Delve event. You ended up with 30 gems for the last 400 points you needed. Or you end up paying 30 gems for the last 400 points. Oh, yeah. I generally advise just throwing that immediately. It saves you time, and you almost always need it anyways. But yeah, I would always advise just throwing the 30 gems up front. Especially if it's an all-seeing eye event, because it's literally impossible to do without it. But even in the case of all the other ones where it's technically possible, I'd still go for it, because it saves you time along the way. And more often than not, you need it anyway, so you might as well just have this time save. We'll take a blue to skull. If it surges, it's full mana. Of course it doesn't surge. Why would it? That would have been alignment. It actually still is, so I will go for that. It's just not the color that it would have been before. We do have a convert of blue to Doom Skull, which of course we create a bunch of blues, so that can potentially work out pretty well. He does have a bless right now, and with that being said, it's actually better if we instant kill his first slot then. However, I will do Rope Dart if he doesn't have Stealthy, and since he doesn't have Stealthy, I will go for that instead. This seems like the more strategic choice, and I think we just take a skull. A couple different skulls we can take. However, we're going to take this one because we get a follow-up anyways. So he'll just hit on barrier and then we kill it and then we win. So easy cleanup. And we got mail. I'm pretty sure it's from PvP because we've been playing like no PvP this week. There we go. Because of course this counts for PvP rating as well, since of course it is PvP after all, technically. Okay, this has a little bit of Empower to deal with. Hopefully we can out-empower his Empower. He also has a first slot that does extra to reds. However, we start with Barrier, so that will hopefully be enough to kind of mitigate him out. Only big issue here is we don't really have alignment, nor do we have an easy way of getting ourselves that alignment. I was going to have to take that for now. Not the greatest of boards. I almost feel like throwing a convert immediately. He has brown to red, which currently will not do anything, and he has blue to red, which will do a lot. That one's more concerning in the blue to red. I think we just have to start taking red mana. So I'm going to leave that there. Unfortunately, it gets a little bit of Cascade. So blue to red and brown to red. Neither will really do much at the moment, so we'll let him do his thing. We'll take another red. He unfortunately gets another skull there, and he does get pretty high damage. We could take another red. He shouldn't have a follow-up. The only problem is we won't have any blues to convert. Do we have alignment of our own right now? That would be really good to get us rolling. However, we do not, so I'm just going to have to wait for one of his converts, which he should go for right now. And he does, and it pretty much misses. He didn't use the blue one either, so we could theoretically follow up on that, if and only if there was actually a way to do so. But the board doesn't seem to have one. We could try risking it on yellow to blue. Though, if we miss with that, we pretty much auto-lose so ridiculously hard. And we don't have alignment for the other thing, which is rather concerning. I feel like our best bet is to drop... is to probably drop that yellow at the top down and try for a red off of Sky since we have Red Storm. And then just hope we have a follow-up. We did not get it, unfortunately. And he gets alignment, and we are probably dead here. Though we're on Entangles, that's a good sign. We don't have alignment of any way, shape, or form, though. I can maybe go for this. I feel like going for mana would be better right about now, but he's about to go for his own doomed thing. So I think we're just going to have to go to pressure some damage, even if it does backfire. That's because we have to press some amount of damage. We don't have any alignment anywhere else, and we need something down. So we will go for that. Unfortunately, we do not extra turn. That is enough damage for him to kill. We still do not have any alignment for either of our two things, too, which is rather unfortunate. But we do have another skull follow-up, which is not enough to kill his first thought. That is really unfortunate because the extra damage that it ends up doing. He might actually kill us here. He will. We actually lost. We've lost. Oh, gosh, that thing just got so much good luck on us. We had no good board for such a gigantic duration of time. And then he lives with like 4 HP. Very unfortunate, but it happens. It happens. Hey, a Zugaf team. Zugaf versus Zugaf. And this one's more of a freeze team. This one's definitely pretty anti-freeze team we're using right now, so we don't really need to worry about freeze too much. He does have a Zugaf, though, so we still have to be careful. He has a yellow to blue, which actually would be beneficial to us, so hopefully he casts it, because yellow to blue would actually give us alignment right now, so we'll let him do his thing. I'm just going to try to take the most useless move I can so that we can bait him into yellow. No! Why would you get such good alignment off a Sky? No! Oh, that was so ridiculously lucky for him. That was so ridiculously lucky for the AI. What's the game plan here? We can convert, but it's no extra turn, but I kind of need the mana desperately right now, so we're just going to go for it. Luckily, he does miss his follow-up. And, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we cannot be frozen on blue, so at least we have that advantage right now. However, we are 1 mana short, which is very bad. Game plan. We need to take some amount of blue right now, that's obvious. Or purple, technically, because purple would feed into it. Actually, purple would be a little bit better right now. Because at least we get a little bit into Scurvy Sea Dog, too. I guess we could take that purple right over there. There's 2 different ways to take it. I obviously want to take it in a way that doesn't give him the skull, so we have better Zugaf for next turn. So we'll do that. He'll do a thing. We're not going to take that extra turn to simply go for Zugaf to kill a Zugaf. And he is frozen, but shouldn't matter too much. And he gets unfrozen the following turn, so that works out. You kind of want to get his mana to full. However, we do have a poke sitting right there. It's only a standard poke since we don't have our triple damage anymore. But a poke's a poke, and I think I am going for it. Oh yeah, we'll move the yellow over just so we can hopefully have alignment for this. No. Yes, we have it in the corner, so we'll go for that first just to get a little bit of mana. That should hopefully give him the full, and it does. We can then kill that, and you're dead. It's match. Easy. Well, that was pretty unfortunate with the luck that he got off a Cascade, but, lost us a bit of points, but at least we didn't lose. So we got that. Okay, final battle. Oh, so hello, Chad. Hello, Analyst. Hello, Defiant. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you get 6 wins in Arena, and it offers 20 glory, in Arena, and it offers 20 glory, event, and gem keys for 360 gems, do you think it is worth it? If you need event keys, yes. If you don't, no. Like, if you need all those keys, it's worth it. If you don't need event keys, it's not worth it. So for me, you'll notice I never get it, because it's personally not worth it, because I have more event keys than I could ever know what to do with. But for most people, they don't have, like, near infinite event keys. And in that situation, it is pretty decent value to get 20 of the 3 keys for 360. Even at 400, it's still technically a positive value exchange. Game plan. What is the game plan here? Oh, we got red. Wait, we're frozen on red, though. We're not frozen on yellow, though. So we can grab that. Because we can't really use the alignment at the moment, so let's go for that. Get our poke. That unfortunately has immune to burning. But ideally we have alignment off of this, and we do. And ideally we can get full Zugaf off of that, though that's questionable. It's not quite there. If this double surges, it'll be enough. The chance we actually double surge, though, is exceedingly unlikely. And we actually got it. Nice. The only bit of luck we've gotten this entire time. I should have done that the other way around. We actually could have won if he, assuming he would have died to the 75% chance, not gotten 25% revive. But oh well, not that big a deal. We took an extra turn, though it did cost us a little poke. And I can't tell if we're actually ahead or not right now. Let's see. Math. That's 5 people. 5 people, let's say 9,000. That's 45,000. 45,000 into that number, assuming everyone does good, is... Assuming every person in their guild does 9,000, they'll be 4,000 ahead of us. However, that assumes only like one of those 5 people loses one battle. So if we can get more of them to lose more than that, then we'd actually be ahead of them right now. It looks pretty tied, even though they are technically, you know, lower. But this is because of the number of battles. So, yeah, if they only lose one single battle along 5 people, we'd pretty much be tied. If they lose more than that, they'll be behind. And if they lose literally none of them, they'd be ahead of those 5 battles. That's where we stand. Actually, that's somehow in 2nd place. Really? Are we up against the... Oh, it's just because they haven't done their battles yet. But, yeah, we're somehow in 2nd place with the battles we have in right now. That's actually rather surprising, though we are in bracket 5 after all. There we go. Anyways, so that's that. That is Guild Wars for today. Unfortunately, we did lose once, but this is a really unfortunate battle. Very unfortunate. Anyways, let's go clear out our dailies. We already finished out all the tasks last night with the 3rd campaign. You get 2 magic from it, too. Really good. Even if you're free to play, you still get that 2 magic really high. Extra amount of stats that you get. Always good to get magic. And of course, Darkstone. I got a permanent +1 magic this week. Forever. Because it's 20 stars now. And if you haven't gotten 5, 10, or 20 stars, definitely worth hitting your next objective. Whatever the next closest one is, you could probably reach this week, so worth considering. Given that it's a permanent magic bonus. Definitely something to keep an eye on. And also don't forget to go get the weapon off of this event. You can get it in Soulforge or for 410 gems in here. Obviously, we're just doing the bare minimum because we just want the normal loot. And we already have the weapon, obviously. Anyways, let's go do dailies real quick. Then we'll hand out a code, and then we'll go and mess with the Delve. Not sure what team I'll run. I mentioned Truffle for the video. I also mentioned Rowan. But, I don't know, we'll see. We're restricted to blue and brown. So there's a couple different things we can run. Mostly under blue. I feel like most of those really good ones are under blue that we'd end up using for. Anyways, where's my Phoenicia team? Also, let me switch back to Magic because we're going to need it for pretty much every battle we're about to go do for our dailies. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's go clear this out. Also, we'll go do some of the World Lore event possibly if we still have time after we do the Delve. Osella02. Why do you get 2 times Legendary in 2 weeks? Next and after? Mistake or real? Maybe they're trying to catch up from the very high lack of like 5 months without getting a legend. I haven't actually checked that yet, but that might be real because they went so long without getting one or doing them that they might be like trying to catch up. Because as I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty sure the main reason they haven't been doing them for so long is they didn't know when they would increase the power levels, and obviously they didn't want any kingdom to reach power level 21 prior to it existing. So I believe that's the main reason why. So maybe they already had some made and they want to catch up on them or something. I'm not sure. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get 2 event key legends very close together. I didn't actually double check the spoilers to see exactly when they are, but I'm not sure if it's real, but it's very likely to be. It would be the shortest amount of time we've ever would have gone by getting a different event key legend. But given that we've gone, prior to the previous one we just had, we've gone like 5 months without one. Not counting the previous one that we had a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago. That one goblin with the extra turn thing. It was like the beginning of this month or something. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Undeads are pretty bad. Mostly because, well, there's a lot of reasons, but they all got that Undying trait, which ended up making them a lot weaker because it basically wastes one of their trait slots for a rather useless trait. It's not completely useless, but it's pretty underwhelming compared to every trait that exists within the game. But, no, I don't feel like 50% undead will be broken for anything. However, it might help soul farming. A lot of soul-related teams, use undead. So it might potentially buff. Oh, you know what? Ha ha ha! Ha! You know what? Triple Ferris Raw might be viable. Isn't Ferris Raw undead? And I'm pretty sure the thing has 50% necromancy on it. Hold up, I might need to go look that up. That might actually make Triple Ferris Raw viable. That would be hilarious. Hold up, I need to go check that. That might actually make Triple Ferris Raw viable. I don't think it would be overall. But, and I definitely wouldn't bother going out of your way even if it was. But, that's pretty funny. Hold up, let me actually go check that. I didn't think about that till just now. But, yeah, Triple Ferris Raw might be a thing soon. It technically already is, even Quad Ferris Raw, but, it's not that realistic. However, where's that 50% undead? Yeah, there it is. It's actually the Halloween one that they keep teasing. And it literally comes out on Halloween. Oh, maybe they're literally just giving it away. Yeah, it's a Halloween one. I'm not even sure if that's going to be an event key drop table. So one of them's probably the event key drop table legend, and the other one's probably just a Halloween thing. Because this one is very much looks like it'll be for Halloween. So it steals, oh, it doesn't have necromancy though. Oh, no. But it steals 7 mana from an enemy, then steals magic +3 life, boosted by purple gems at a 1/1. That's not that good. And then it has, yeah, gain 50% mana start to all undeads. Yeah, there's no necromancy on it. Aww. That could have had so much potential. Still is, though. Potentially. We'll definitely have to try Triple Ferris Raw, obviously. But yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to give this out, but it's obviously a Halloween thing. It's 31st. So it's obviously related to Halloween, especially with its art and everything. But, yeah, I have no clue how you'll obtain that thing. It's probably not an event key drop table because it's not the event week. It's a Divinian Fields week, so they might just literally hand it out a free copy to everyone. The only problem with that is it'll be legendary, not mythic. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We don't really have official word, but, yeah, it seems like something they're definitely handing out for Halloween. Seems very Halloween-y. And it's literally on Halloween as far as when it's supposed to come out. Other than that, where's the other legend you saw? That's probably the event key legend, the other legend. Wherever that is. Yeah, that's the event key legend. The one on November 13th, that's definitely an event key. Oh, wait, never mind. That's for a new faction. Wait, what's the other legend you saw? Legends. Oh, next week. Hold up. Yeah, that's the event key legend. Yeah, 2 in 1 week. That's the event key legend. And this is a Halloween legend. How we get this, I have no clue. But this one will be an event key drop table next week. The, Orrery. Or the Orrery. The Orrery? How on earth do you say that? But, yeah, this will be in event keys, and this will be, I have no clue how, but they're probably handing it out on Halloween or something. Something Halloween related. But yeah, we are getting 2 new legends next week. That's kind of cool. Actually, we're almost getting 3 new legends next week. Well, the faction's actually the week after, but still. Within 2 weeks, we're getting 3 legends. That's pretty cool. Because obviously the faction's coming around on the 13th. Actually, never mind. That's a whole extra week away from that. Oh, well. But still. 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 3 legends. 2 of them on a single week. Probably the most legends we've ever gotten in such a short duration. Especially 2 in a single week. But then again, I think we might have hit 2 in a single week before, because we got an event key legend with a faction legend before. And that's kind of like what's happening now. It's an event key legend with a Halloween legend. But yeah, it will make undead more viable. It won't make them anywhere near meta, though. But some undead troops that might be completely unused now might get some more usage. But, yeah, I'm curious to see how that affects Farish Ra. Farish Ra, I believe, can only get a 40% mana start now because of the Divine thing. However, being able to 50% off undead now, interesting to see if that pans out in the current state of the game. I don't feel like that will be enough to necessarily make it viable to run triple Farish Ra. But I don't know, we'll test it and see what happens. You just have to keep in mind, you have to, you still have to cast Farish Ra twice. So to do that, you actually still need 24 mana. And 24 mana accumulation with no mana accumulator takes forever. Unless you get really lucky. Because you have to keep in mind, you have no additional pluses except for Banner. I really wish Farish Ra had like a +1 purple link on him. If he had +1 purple instead of Undead Bond, he would be so ridiculously broken. But unfortunately he does not. Anyways, where were we? Let's keep doing our thingy. Did we finish out the adventure board? Yes, we did. Then I go do dungeons, then we'll hand out a code, then we'll go do the entirety of faction. Hello, John. Hello, Andre. Hello, Mobarashi. Hello, JF. Who have I not said hello to? Hello, Simpleman. Why don't we have all the achievements in the game? Because one of them's for an epic vault key that the game refuses to give us. And the other is for 100 gold medals, which I think we actually almost have. We're at like 92 with the ability to do like 96, 97, or 98. We might actually be able to do that right now, oddly enough. Though we might just do it tomorrow. Just because even if we do have enough to now, today, we can make it to title tomorrow. Though I think we are a little bit short, even if I do start upgrading it. I don't know, maybe we'll try upgrading some of them. But I don't think we actually have enough right now. If I go check. But I guess we could. I don't know. I guess we'll do it now. Let me go finish out these. Then we'll go do our upgrades and we'll hand out the code. But I believe we're like 2 to 4 short as far as upgrades are concerned. I don't know. I guess we'll check tonight. Might as well. If we can get it now, might as well get it now. Though we still won't have the epic Volkey one, unfortunately. Not sure when we're getting that. When the RNG gods tell us it's time, we will get an epic Volkey. How's it doing? Oh yeah, let me go upgrade the thingy. So let's go based on base rarity. Let's go upgrade a few troops, and we'll hand out code. Let's go find a common to go upgrade. So, common that isn't useless, go. We're running out of options. We are very much running out of options of not useless commons. And an end game perspective. Peasants, no. He's good in arena. He's very horrible outside of arena, though. Same as Ogre. Both 2 insanely good troops in arena. but near useless outside of arena. Let's see. What is not useless in all of this junk? Well, technically you're not, but you only gain durability. We will find one. Rock Golem used to be better. Fortress Gate's funny, though something does technically summon it, in a sense. Oh yeah, we can start upgrading all the Dooms. I started doing that. I guess we'll just keep doing that. We kind of started with them, and I guess we'll finish them. So we can do this in a couple different ways. Do the Golem. What's the point of upgrading Golem, though? It's like a good early game tank, and it used to have Impervious, but ever since they get rid of its Impervious, it's been so much worse. They used to have Stone Skill with Impervious, which at one point actually made it like super ridiculously good, but then they changed it. Do we go for a single Ultra right here, or do we double dip into common? How many do we even have left? Yeah, we can actually double dip once. Yeah, we could double dip once and then don't do it the next time. So we could do that, and that maxes it. And then we could do that again. But this time use 2 ultra rares. So we find another Doom. And we go over here, upgrade you. And then we just use a single common on it. And then we can use an ultra rare twice. Not 2 and 1, but you know, do 1 and then do 1. I slightly waste some of the ultra rares, but they're so common, doesn't really matter. There we go. Oh yeah, that's technically the last common we could do. Theoretically, we could do 1 more. However, that does eat through to 5 medals remaining. I guess that could work, because then we use 3 for the rare. I guess that could work. Let's go upgrade another Doom, I guess. But then we can only upgrade 1 rare. And we can't ultra rare the other thing. I'll have to use Epic for it. Yeah, we're going to be a little short still. Let's go upgrade another common. Let's go upgrade you. Upgrade. Upgrade. No, theoretically, we could use a rare for it. How many rares will we have left? If I use 3, we'll have 1 left. So theoretically, we can actually use 1 of them now then. So we can just throw down a single common. Make sure not to eat any lower than that, so we have 3 remaining. I already upgraded Thrall, did I not? Oh, sorry, Chad. What was your question? Let's see. Do you know if Ghost Queen will cost event keys? I have no clue what she will cost. I don't see the question by Chad, though. Chad, could you repost your question? I don't see your question. Oh, you got Possessed King with about 180 mixed keys. Also got Withering Staff. Is that weapon any good? Yes, Withering Staff's really good. It's a great cleanup weapon. Upgrade Thrall even more. I wish. Give him even more Gem Destroy. Give him magic. Anyways, let me go through a rare, I guess, here. And then ultra rare. See if we can triple it for the other thing. And then throw down one of these. Actually, you could throw down another rare. And then throw down ultra rare. Hold up. Yeah, we could do that twice. Hold up, we'll do that. That actually works out perfectly. So we'll throw down another rare here. Strategy. Resource using strategy. Okay. So now we can go and upgrade a rare. 2 rares, actually. So now they'll go hunt down rares that aren't useless. I know you're in here. Non-useless rares. Show yourself. I know you exist. Stargazer, technically. You know what, we'll do Stargazer. It's very rare that we'd ever use her, but it's not 0% chance. And it's just take forever to grind for. Alright, there we go. Oh wait, it would help if I do the last level. That might help. Now we can do the same thing again and upgrade another rare. What's not useless here? I wonder if Scavenger would ever be good for the other game mode. Probably not. It's only 7 purple. It would have to be at least like 9. Minimum 8, but at least like 9 for it to have been viable in Bounty Hunter. It's just not. Same as this guy. Destroy 8 gems, deal damage to first enemy. Just not enough gem destroy. Let's go upgrade Paladin. We like never would really use him much, but he used to be meta. He has gold armor. Let's go give him a gold medal. How do we have 5 of them? It takes a lot of grinding. Do an Explore 12 very quickly. We'll eventually give them to you. However, we're about a few weeks short of not getting one. It's been a while since we actually got one. Though we also haven't been farming Explore 12 a huge amount lately. Which might also be why. There we go. Nice gold medal to go with him. I remember he was the most meta troop in the game. That was ages ago when the game started. Around the first several months. Oh yeah, Siren wouldn't be too bad to upgrade. Doesn't she mostly gain HP though? Pretty sure she does. So I already upgraded all my things. But yeah, oh no, she's actually Striker. Yeah, Siren wouldn't be too bad. I don't feel like I use her compared to like Leprechaun and stuff like that often, but yeah, she's not bad. Okay, what's the last one we need to go upgrade? I need to go upgrade the epics. So let's go find an epic or two that isn't useless. I think we only have enough to upgrade one. Ha 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 ha! Ha ha! Atlanta. Hello, Atlanta. What's funny is she actually gains 6 foil damage. The temptation is high, given that we were messing around with her earlier. You know what? Just for the sake that we were. I don't even think I need her. No, I don't know. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it because we can. Oh, make sure not to use the current medal, though. We need that this time around. We're not done with the event yet. Wait, do I even have enough medals to do it? I need 6. Yeah, we do. We have 2 Arania, and we have 4 of the other one. Oh, we have exact enough, then. No wonder why it seemed like we didn't have enough, because we have the exact number to do so. So we'll throw a season. And I believe we are still short. We then throw 2 seasons. And then we throw a season with an Arania. Or 2 Aranias, I mean. And there we go. Now they're all at 3. Perfect. We got 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Everything's used pretty much as it can be, other than Nisha. There we go. Okay, let's see how far we are now. Probably still a mile away. I think we need 5 now? 4? I forget if it updates automatically. I believe it does. We're 3 short! No, we're so close! We're 3 left. 3 more troops and we'll be max, so I have literally like no medals left. At least ones that we can spend anyways. Anyways, let me go hand out a code, and then we'll go do faction. Let me go unbury the code. Unbury code time. Where is the unburying of the code location? Hello, Kafka. There it is. I have found the code. Oh, the next code's kind of funny. Not this one that we're handing out right now. Tomorrow's code. Actually, I'm not even sure what this code says currently. I think it's just really random numbers and letters. All of them are, but some of them are less random than others because they make random phrases. Wait, I already redeemed this code? Oh, I must have used that one last night. Oh, this is the funny one then. Aha! That's not too funny. It is funny. Let's see. Because it's the PG code! Which is a joke on Salty's stream. Because she always curses. And she's not supposed to. There you guys go. But anyways, the invite code is found if your settings menu, whatever game says right over there. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste random numbers and letters starting with PG. Also, I did not add an extra space there, though. I think the link should still work. And, oh yeah, I don't think I combed my hair. I was kind of taking a nap earlier. And my hair is probably really, really, really all over the place right now. I forgot to wet it back or do anything with it. That happens sometimes. But anyways, get the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. There you guys go. The PG code. Anyways, let's go do faction. What team will we use? We have many options. I'm tempted to just use Truffle. But Truffle's a little slow at the super early stages. We could use Rowan. We'd have to mana generator for her. I'm trying to think of what else we have. Rowan does seem tempting though. What is in Power Brown that feeds her? Pretty sure there is. Double Tesla. How do you auto-generate her, though? At that point, you might as well just use Rowan. Because you don't have Holy Saint Astra, so you can't 50% Mana Star her. There's no point in using Tesla without her 50%. Is Life and Death the best weapon? I'm not sure if it's the absolute best, but it's pretty strong. Let's see. We're just gonna go down the Rowan route, probably. Rowan. The problem is, what do you mana generate with? Oh, whoops, that's not the right color. It's blue-brown. Put some power underneath this. Yeah, that'll work. We could do a weird Elspeth. Oh, never mind, you can't do an Elspeth thing. I forgot because it dies every single time, and yeah, that wouldn't work out. Okay, let's roll it like this, I guess. Oh yeah, you have green too. Purple to green. Either way kind of works. Actually, we don't need a hero. We can just go for double empower. Hold up. I forgot. We don't need hero. Hold up. Hold up. You just run it like that. You could also do yellow to green if you wanted to. Shouldn't we have both of these colors be the same? No. Yes. I don't know. What would have a higher chance? Both the same or both different? I guess both the same, because you could just cast one and then cast the other if you really had to. Oh, problem with that, though, is it blocks our mana. Never mind, I'm just going with the other one. I don't want it blocking blue. Even if it is the same color. Alright, let's go like that, and we should be fine. And we'll change our banner to... Oh, that's the problem with doing two different colors, though. We can't have too much into both. But we can still do something like that. Actually... Yeah, either way, it's going to minus something. Let's do it in the blue and try getting Daughter of Ice. And then just run it with armor. Oh yeah, I kind of changed the metalage already, didn't I? Let's change it back. I don't know, maybe we do it into green then. Just in case we only get a 5 times. What if the color is so little on the board? Well, you can still convert and then convert the other one. You know what, I'm going to block Rowan. I think is fine. Like, if we're blocking blue, when we're not mana generating the blue, it should be fine. Where is the team I just had that I was going to copy over to the other thing? So, what was the other trooper we were going to go use? It was, something under this category. It was you! So yeah, let's go for that then. That does block mana slightly, but, it goes both into green. And now that they're both going into green, we can now change this to a green banner. And we're good to go. Okay, let's roll with this and obviously copy this over. What a weird team, but we'll get it done with it. Oh yeah, we don't have half mana start if we do it this way though, do we? Does that matter? How much does that matter? I forgot about that. We kind of need half mana start, don't we? As an alternative. Have 20%. That should be fine. Anyways. That should be fine. We'll make it work. If nothing else, it's more important to have that immediate empower thing. To get things rolling. Can you click on the right mode? There we go. Nope, that's also not correct. We will eventually hit the faction mode. There we go. Okay, let's go put this in. Edit over this team. That was the pure faction team. And here's what we will cook kill with today. Yeah, we need to get 3 more things gold medaled. Also, hello, Kelly. Meaning for each colored defend team, adding 2 above. Would you know at what point the game records the current equipped medals for Guild Wars? I believe it takes it at the instance of which they battle you. I am pretty sure. I am pretty sure that is the case. The second they battle you is what they take it from. Yeah, I was thinking that too with NES in the code. I just didn't make mention of it. The PGNES. Oh, apparently you found something for the rest of them. So what's the game plan when we're in this kind of situation where we don't have a good move? I guess do that and hope it surges. That works. Because we're looking for yellow to green and purple to green. Like that. And then dead. Do I have every single trip currently available? Almost. The only thing I don't have is Enraged Carindera. I have the resources to craft it, but I'm deliberately not crafting it. Because we don't know the interval in which we'll get another Doom troop added to the game. And because it takes so long to farm for, and we won't have it by the time the next one likely comes around, I'm kind of holding off until we have another one. When exactly we're getting another one, we don't currently know, and that's kind of the reason why I'm saving. Because we don't know. But, yes, we technically have every troop in the game. Like, with a click of the button, I could just get the only troop I'm missing. Because we have all the resources for it. That should be more than a click of a button. We have to convert a lot of things. However, we have the resources for it, so... It's more so a matter of us deliberately not getting it than not being able to get it. Yeah, I feel like the Fen team makes a pretty small difference overall, though. Like, you can set the most meta Defend team, and it barely even, like, deters winning sometimes. Like, how many people will normally still win. Obviously, you still want to set something strong, but I feel like it has very little impact. Obviously, it's much more important to have a good offensive team than a defensive one. How long did it take me to get in Zugoff? It took me about a year after it released. I think it took actually 13 months. But we were using our, like a green orb every single week to upgrade stuff. Which is why it took that long. Otherwise, it would have been a lot quicker. But yeah, it took, I believe, 13 months. It's definitely doable within a year. And you can even do it way quicker than that, depending on what methods you use. And how many blue orbs you're using for things that aren't towards the Zugoff. If you don't use any blue orbs over the course of like 6 months, you could probably get it done in 6 months. And if you went for leaderboards, you could probably get it done even quicker. Though realistically, the quickest is like 6 to 9 months, I would say, on average. So on my Switch account, I almost had it in 2 months. If we actually would have dedicated to playing so much that we made every single leaderboard, because we made 3 of them, but if we kept grinding like crazy and made every leaderboard over the course of those 2 months, we would have had the quickest obtained Zugoff in the history of the game. But it was starting to get to become too much of a grind to bother with. We're just gonna do that just so we have alignment so we can end it this turn. Waste 1 turn to auto win the other. Feels like a treasure map. What's my horde level for the stealth? I'm pretty sure it's 200 plus 50%. Though I forget exactly. But if I had to guess, it's 200 plus 50%. So I can go check real quick. It is... what level is... Okay, so we have 50%. And its base value is at 200. Yeah, it's 200 plus 50%. Exactly what I said. Which basically means we have the equivalent of 300. Which is why the stats are so high. I should even click on it, but this is the stats that we're getting. It's 54 attack, 27 magic, 109 life, and 108 armor. If we went 1 more, we'd have another armor for Owain. And if we went a few more, we'd actually have 3 more armor for Owain. But anyways, because how it scales is kind of weird. Also, how did someone get like an emoji in their title? Just noticed that. They put webs in their title and a little peace sign. Interesting. I didn't even realize you could do that. I haven't changed my name from what it was when we first started. Nor will we. Why 50%? Because it's from the level 12 and 14 Delve, or Kingdom, I mean. That ends up increasing it. Technically, it's possible to get 100%. However, no one has that many deeds yet. But in the current state of the game, it's theoretically possible to have 100% extra Delve bonus on top of whatever your Delve bonus is. Realistically, most people just have 50% if they even have that for a Delve low. Because the 50% ones don't require any of those new deed books. Because the first one's at level 12, which just requires some basic color deeds. And the other one's at 14, which requires some basic color deeds plus 1 Imperial. I know about the color thing. I thought they patched that, though, so people couldn't do that. But I know about the color thing. I didn't know that you could literally, like, put different emotes things in there, though. Like text emotes. You know, the text form of them. I'm actually surprised the game doesn't read them as an invalid character. That's one nice thing about running double Rowan, is it auto kills the revives with the second Rowan. Theoretically, yes. If you saved so many vault keys, so you got the vault keys over the course of a time. But yes, theoretically, if you saved hundreds upon hundreds of vault keys and opened them all in one day, you could get all the orbs for Zugaf in a single day. However, that would require upwards of probably 1,000 vault keys to do such a thing. However, you would have obtained all those keys over the course of a time, which obviously was way more than a single day. So in a sense, it still took longer than a day. But yes, it is theoretically possible to open so many vault keys in a day that you go from having no orbs to enough to craft a Doom Troop. But we're talking like upwards of 1,000 vault keys. Not too much higher than 1,000 though, but it depends on luck. But definitely over 1,000. I think we're at 250 right now. And we did do pretty good off of them. The keys that we opened, we got 25, I believe, keys last weekend. Which I could tell you right here. We got, 35. Or sorry, 33. We got 33 vault keys last weekend. We got 2 major blue and 3 minor blue from that. So that's pretty much a power orb right there. It's 1 blue short of a power orb. And that was only 33 keys. However, that was way above luck. Like, that's not average luck. We were actually really lucky with those. For once. That was one of the few things we did get lucky with. Was the rate of blue orbs. That's way above average. Yeah, Zugaf is very viable in the current state of the game. Ever since about a year and a half ago when they removed the delay on his ability. He used to only be able to cast once per battle. Now he can cast as many times as you can feed him mana. So that buff ended up making him really viable for a lot of things. I mostly use him for Explore 12, but as you saw today, we even ran him for Guild Wars, even though we did lose once. However, that was not because of Zugaf. That was because of other factors. But, yeah, he's pretty decent. He's definitely pretty high up there in the current state of the game. He's not required for most of the things that he's used for, though. But he's definitely a very strong option. He's a Doom Troop that definitely actually feels like a Doom Troop. I don't feel like Enraged Karandera does. However, I don't actually own it, so I can't really say 100% for sure. But Enraged Karandera doesn't feel as much of a Doom Troop like Zugaf does. Like, Zugaf definitely feels like one. However, Enraged Karandera does have the indestructible benefit to it. I just still find it weird that its curse option is worse than the Mythic version of it, though. Because normal Karandera has a better curse than Enraged Karandera, despite it being so much harder to obtain. Oh yeah, Supplement. I never caught that video yet. I'll need to later. My schedule's been like so off the last 2 days. Like ever since we did that really long stream on Sunday night, It really threw off the last 2 days. That's why the video was up a little bit later today, too. I also didn't do the Fall Guys stream. Though I should have time to stream Fall Guys tomorrow, hopefully. Even if it's just for a little bit. Let's see. I'll throw that in to see what happens. I don't think we had alignment. Did we have alignment on green and purple? We might have. Which is my favorite character so far? The Bullet guy. From Bulletkin. Or maybe from Entering the Gungeon. Or at least that's what he was in the Fall Guys episode. Let's see if we throw that down. After Queen Beatrix and King Gobtruffle, what delve troop should you go for next? Mirage Queen. It gives half mana start to both of those two things. You obtain it from Sunken Fleet. You would normally use it in a Rowan build. I'm actually not doing it right now because I'm going double Empower instead. But yeah, the veteran guy. But, yeah, I would say Mirage Queen is your next best bet. It's from Sunken Fleet. Also, that is definitely a misclick. Could add full mana. Oh, well, we gotta wait a turn. Yeah, Mirage Queen is a Delve troop. And it's the most viable 50% mana start that Delves have. Actually, is it the only 50%? I'm trying to think. It might be. But yeah, it's really good. Some people even go for it first just because you can use it with Rowan. However, it does have to be fully traded to be viable. Unlike Beatrix and, well, actually Beatrix is too. But, unlike Truffle, which you just get it and it's already good. Mirage Queen does require being fully traded to be viable. As its main thing that you use it for is obviously 50% mana start. It's actually the strongest 50% mana start currently in the game. As far as the synergies that it has. There's no mana start currently stronger than 50% Elemental. Because Elemental is one of the strongest types in the game right now. Due to a combination of reasons. One is Rowan, another is all the Mythics that are Elemental, and the third is just the synergy within Elementals is pretty good because most of them do really high damage output that synergizes with each other. Also, I completely missed. Not sure why I thought that had alignment. I'm just going to do that and hope we do. That was by the time I'd even check. What do you think is the worst troop in the game at the moment? I always say Mummified King. Haha. But, I don't know, that's hard. Because there's a lot that set a very low bar for how bad they are. But I always like saying Mummified King. It's almost become a meme at this point. Because they even nerfed it. I'm not sure how. But, we always used to say Mummified King was the worst. And then they did a balance update and made him even worse than how he already was. Which I still find very hilarious. I think they just did that to troll me, to be honest. Shade of Zorn's the worst Mythic in the game. But he's not the worst troop in the game. But he's such a bad Mythic that there are commons better than Shade of Zorn. But I wouldn't say he's the absolute worst troop in the game. But he's definitely worst Mythic. No, I would say Valdis still has a little bit more of a point than Shade of Zorn. They're both in the same tier, though. There's 3 Mythics that are basically all tied for the worst Mythic in the game. And, though Gargantor is slightly better than them, theoretically. And those 3 are Gargantor, Valdis, and Shade of Zorn. I forget Valdis' full name. It's like something Valdis. But, those are the 3 worst Mythics in the game. And they're all pretty much tied for absolute worst. They just do something slightly different each, which makes them a little bit unique. It's still equally as bad. Like, if you get one of those as your Mythic, you basically didn't even get a Mythic, other than for Kingdom upgrading purposes. Because they're about as good as commons as far as their actual effective, oh, it's Fallen Valdis. Well, that makes sense. She has fallen all the way down to F tier. Her name makes sense. She has a very accurate name. What I really find hilarious about Fallen Valdis is she was added as a Divine counter back when Divines were meta. And she was so bad at countering Divines that no one even used her to counter Divines. Like, she was added partially to try to help fix the Divine issue in the game at the time. Like when they had to nerf Divine Shpala to 40% mana and stuff like that. However, Fallen Valdis was so bad that she never even got to be used for her main role. And now barely anyone runs pure Divine teams. So she's even more useless now. And even if you were to run her against a pure Divine team, the benefit she has is so minuscule that it's barely even anything. What is the worst troop you get from completing out Kingdom quests? I mostly only know the really good ones. I don't normally keep track of them as worse. However, I would have to say, ever since they changed the guy from Sword's Edge, he's probably the worst. I think his name is Tall. But they completely nerfed him into Oblivion. He was already pretty bad. He used to just remove all red and then gain attack based on it at like 1-to-1 or something. Which actually would have been somewhat okay for Guild Wars. But he didn't. That change was made before Guild Wars even existed at the time. But ever since they made that change about 4 or 5 years ago, he has been the deadest of troops. He was already pretty dead. It was another one of those instances where they took a really bad troop and found a way to make it even worse somehow. I'm not sure how they do it, but they have a really good skill set in making troops that are already bad even worse somehow. Not sure how they do it, but they find a way. I wonder what troop that's already bad will get nerfed next rebalance. It's always fun to see every rebalance when one troop just completely gets... the one dead content troop gets even more dead. They find a way. Almost every major rebalance has at least one instance of that too, which I always find rather funny. Not literally every rebalance they've ever done, but quite a few of them. Like ones that change a lot of troops generally have at least one that somehow makes a troop worse. That was already bad to begin with. No, Peasant's actually one of the best troops in the game in Arena. Outside of Arena, it's still pretty good. The biggest issue with Peasants outside of Arena is its traits are rather average, and it doesn't have any follow-up on its ability. And in Arena, that doesn't matter as much, but outside of Arena, it does. But no, Peasant's actually mid-tier outside of Arena. In Arena, it's like S-tier. Outside Arena, it's like C or something. That'd be funny making a tier list for every troop in the entire game. That would take way too long. No, Peasant's actually really good. It has a unique board control option that no other troop in the entire game has. And that's the main thing that makes it viable. It's not worth using just for that aspect, though. But if you're forced to use it, or in the case of Arena, where it's actually useful, it's pretty good. Because no other troop in the entire game has that board control option. And while having that as the only thing you do for your cast is pretty meh, it's still good to use. There's a lot of interactions that only he can do that no other troop in the entire game can do. Which is pretty interesting given that there's almost 900 troops in the game, plus like 200 weapons. Yeah, he still has a completely 100% unique ability that nothing else in the game has as a common. Which I always find kind of interesting. There's not even mythics that have like a 100% unique one in some instances. Yet a common has one. Let's see. I'll go for that, why not? Oh, that's not enough to kill anymore. We need double Ruin now. That is why we're using double Ruin to begin with. There's a reason why we're using double Ruin. It's because we need double Ruin to actually kill. We just haven't needed up to this point because our stats are so high. Do I think Lucian's questions will ever end? I don't mind the questions. I love getting questions. Let's see. I'll take that over. But yeah, we were playing some peasant arena earlier. He's really absurd for arena. It's pretty funny. If we ever get him as our draft again, we'll definitely draft him. He's probably my favorite troop to run in the entire game for arena. Just because his strategy is so different than every other troop in the game, and I love it. But we did do it during our longer Wednesday video in the morning. We had at least one draft that had peasant. I think it was only one, though. No clue what the timestamp was, though. But we did that last Wednesday, a week ago. That's not the one I meant to do. That's the wrong one. I meant to do yellow to green, obviously. What about Dwarven Miner? Oh, no, Dwarven Miner's pretty bad. He used to be even worse, though they did buff him. The biggest issue with Dwarven Miner is his chance of hitting max gold is too low. I think it's like, what, 10% or something? Or 20? I'm not sure. Whatever it is, it's too low. If he had a 100% chance of hitting max gold, he probably would be viable. He's not the worst thing in the game, though. He was before he ever got buffed. He used to only destroy one single gem for 3 mana costs, which was completely pointless. Well, not completely pointless, but it was a lot worse than peasants, that's for sure. But they did change it up. And while his ability's not the greatest, he's not the worst thing in the game. It's just so situational, and he doesn't gain enough gold for it to be viable. I'm pretty sure it's 10% chance. Let me double check. If that was like 50% chance or even 100% chance, it might be viable. It has an okay amount of mana accumulation, but the fact that he uses brown, you might as well just use Mountain Crusher. But, actually, I just could type in minor. But, yeah, he destroys a decent amount of gems. He basically destroys all gems of a chosen color. Oh, actually, it's 40% chance. That's not too bad, actually. I thought it used to be way lower than that. Maybe they buffed it at some point. I didn't even realize it. Because obviously you don't pay much attention to Dwarven Miner. But he's not that bad. He has Brown Link. He has Impervious. He can destroy all of a single color, essentially. As long as he's not webbed. And he has a small chance to gain max gold. I wish that was a much higher chance, though. 40% is actually not that bad as I thought it was, though. But it's still not the greatest. Like, it's not consistent enough. Like, something like Greed or something like that. It's pretty much 100% chance for max gold once you reach a certain point in the game. And in those instances, you might as well just use Greed. If you, like, really need that gold boost. Peasant's actually good throughout the entire game. If anything, Peasant's actually really good in early game. And gets worse as the game goes on. Mostly because Peasant has no follow-up on its ability. But Peasant actually is good in early game. Dwarven Miner, not so much. Because he doesn't have enough gem destroys. I think it's super early game. It's like 5, 6, 7, something really small. It's not even enough to destroy all the color. Like, I think his mana cost is higher than the amount of gems he even destroys at some points in early game. The main reason you never see me using Peasant, though, is the later you get into the game, the less viable he is. The lower your stats, the more viable Peasant is. It's the only reason why he's actually good in Arena. Because obviously Arena stats are so absurdly low that you can get away with using him. What's the game plan here? Why does everything look so bad? Let's take a green and hope it surges, and it does, and we're good to go. Yes, Bugstrider, Angry Mob, and Merilith all have a really good gain. Especially Merilith last week. She had 20%. We were mentioning that some last week and using her some. Egg Thief is pretty insane too. Once you get gold for her, she basically never dies and full board clears and has a safety summon while having stealthy. She can solo entire teams. It takes forever. But if a team has only like single target and skull spam options, she is basically unkillable. Like unless you have something that hits all enemies, she's basically unkillable. If only her ability gave her Submerge after casting, she'd be probably the most unkillable thing in the entire game. That's all they would have to do. If they gave Egg Thief Submerge on cast, she would be the tankiest troop in the entire game. Not as a first slot troop, but as far as the overall tankability of the troop. She'd be the tankiest thing in the entire game, if and only if they gave her Submerge on cast, on top of what she already does. They would never do that, obviously. But that would make her the tankiest thing in the entire game. Because that's her only weakness. However, there are still other hits that can hit it, like adjacent damage and stuff like that. But that'd still be pretty insane. Even without it, it's pretty insane. Because obviously you find many teams that only have like skull spam and single targets, and she basically never dies to them. You just put her in like second, third slot, and she just gets infinite eggs. Particularly if you put her in third. Your team could literally just be her in third, and just put whatever in every other slot, like fire bombs, just to kill them out. Then you can just replenish your entire team, get like a whole dragon army, and then just go crazy with her mana accumulation and have infinite tanks. And they can never target her because she is stealthy. What is the best common in the game? There's a couple. It depends what you're doing. It depends heavily on what you're doing. But I would probably say Thrall overall. However, Skeleton that we just killed is pretty high up there from a skull perspective. Because it actually auto extra turns. It's one of the only skulls in the entire game that has an automatic extra turn to attach to it. Actually, it might be the only one, actually, now that I think about it. Because there used to be a hero weapon, I think, that had it, that they removed. Or they removed the interaction on or something. No, actually, it never had extra turn. But they got rid of its skulls. But, yeah, it might actually literally be the only extra turn skull. I can't think of another one. Also, all those Guardian commons can be pretty good. Like Humility and stuff like that. Like all the 12 commons. Not all of them are useful, though. But quite a few of them are. But I would say, definitively, if there was only one common that could be picked, Thrall is probably the strongest. However, it doesn't pick up till later in the game. You need a really high magic value to really fully utilize him. Also, if anyone else has any other questions, let me know. Because we'll probably call it a wrap once we finish out the stealth and claim all of our orbs. Are guild kicks still permanent? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You can always invite someone else in after you've kicked someone. And I've invited people back who we've kicked before. For any number of reasons. But, yeah, you can invite people back in who you've kicked from your guild. There's no restriction on it. Yeah, Box Traders has that Entangle, plus, if I'm not mistaken, has 33% scar reduction. It's actually one of the tankier commons in the game. Actually, it might be the tankiest common in the game. If you count its Entangle value. What's the best Mythic in Explore 12? Zugoff for sure. But technically he's a Doom Rarity troop. But that still counts. Doom Rarity troops technically are Mythics. They're just Mythics with a shinier border. Or a much redder border. Yes, Harpy Mage is pretty good to go for. It's also pretty cheap because it's not a legend. Unlike most of the good Delve troops in the game. It's actually only an epic. So it's a little easier to obtain as well. But yeah, Harpy's pretty good to have. It's basically Mountain Crusher. And if you're playing in Enchant game mode, it's basically a turn 2 Empower. Because she starts with 75% mana. And by the second turn, she'll have full mana with Enchant. If you start with Enchant. That's only applicable when you're in a potion battle. And hey, we got a level 10 chest to end it with. Nice. What do we get in it? Looks like we got a little bit of gold with that. Do we still have to keep going? Yes, we do. We're 1,000 points short. Technically 980. which I should only take like 1 battle. Yeah, getting 2 or 3 gargoyles is pretty good. I don't think you need more than 2 in any team, though. But double gargoyles still pretty decent. It's not as meta as I would really say it used to be, compared to all the new options we have with stuff. But it's still really high up there. Gargoyle is a great utility to have. It's not as good as it used to be when it first came out, but still decent. It's also one of only a few troops in the game to have both score reduction and spell reduction. That's actually viable to use. What on earth is this board? I'm just taking a blue. That is unfortunately not full mana. I'm just gonna wait till the other thing is full mana. It doesn't even matter at this point. There we go. Can you go through all the mythics and say if they are decent and know if they are really bad? That takes a while. We could do a speed round of it if you want to say yes or no. Though a lot of them are more complex than just a yes or a no. But we could do a speed round real quick. I do eventually want to make a tier list of every troop in the game. Maybe once we reach near the 1,000 troops. I would have to break it down per rarity though, otherwise the video would be literally like 7 hours long. It would take like a literally all day. But once we get near 1,000 troops, I think we might need to make a tier list of every troop in the game as like 1,000 troop special or something. That would take forever to set up though. I need to start setting it up preemptively by at least a few weeks, maybe even an entire month, because it's gonna take forever, especially with how many some have. It'd be 100 in some categories, if not more. I'm not even sure if tier list websites even allow for that many categories. Or not that many categories, but you know, for that many things to go into the tier list. Anyways, what was I doing? I was doing, I was about to look up something. Oh yeah, I was going to do it based on base rarity and go through a speed round of, are mythics viable or not. Okay, so this is somewhat subjective, but it'll be either or yes or no. Though do keep in mind there's a lot of wiggle room in between the yes and no, also in regard to kingdom upgrades and where they might be used. But just generally speaking, if they are or are not worth getting. No, no, yes, yes. No, 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 no. No, no. Yes, no. Yes, yes. No, very yes. Yes, no, no, yes. Where are we? No, yes. No, yes, yes. No, yes, yes. Yes, no, no. I wish it was viable. It used to be, not anymore, in the current state of the game. No. Well, it's not even technically a mythic. No. No. Definitely no. Yes. No, 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 no. Actually, that's probably a yes. If it spares a yes, he's a yes as well. Yes, definitely yes, 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 no, yes, no, no, no. I'd probably say no, 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 no. It is for achievement though. No, no, and yes, and that's every mythic in the game. Though there's a lot of gray area in between that. And obviously every single one I said yes to isn't an equal yes by any means. That's a speed round for all the mythics for you, Supplement. There you go. Anyways, guys, any other questions? Otherwise, ones that don't take as long. Otherwise, we'll probably be calling it a night for now. Let me know. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, we'll be doing Guild Wars for... Actually, let me set to Magic before I forget. Or at least something decent for our defend team. But we'll be going and doing Yellow Guild War tomorrow, one of the safer days. Though we did fail it. I think we lost a battle or two last Yellow. That's why we're actually so low in our bracket right now. We're actually like in the second lowest tier in my guild. It's the lowest we've been for a long time. We've had like 3, 4, 5 Paragon streaks. Now we're all the way in the second lowest. We had a really bad week that week. Hey, Isabel's actually ahead of us too. But, yeah, we need to go make it back to Herald Plus. Get there eventually. Actually, Isabel was only 1 off. That's so unfortunate. Famine is the only horseman of the 4 horsemen that's actually decent. One of the other reasons why you don't tend to go for the horsemen, even if they were somewhat okay, which Famine kind of is, I wouldn't even advise necessarily going for Famine. And the main reason for this is they're not associated to any kingdom. So there's almost an argument to be made that every single troop in the entire game is better than the 4 horsemen, because at least they're associated to a kingdom. But the 4 horsemen and the Xenos are not associated to any kingdom. However, Xenos is associated to an achievement. But the 4 horsemen are arguably the worst 4 troops in the game, simply because they do not progress kingdom progression. So even though you might occasionally use Famine, and it's a decent troop here and there, even though I haven't used it for like probably a year, but it is a decent troop still, especially if you're against a team with no immunities. The 4 horsemen are technically the worst troops in the game, at least in the sense that they don't have any secondary purpose, since they are not required for kingdom upgrades, since they are currently not associated to a kingdom. They did mention that they might add it to Cinder Mirage. However, they said this a year ago, and they still have yet to add it to Cinder Mirage. If they will eventually, who knows? If they ever did, Cinder Mirage would have the most amount of mythics of any kingdom in the entire game, as they'd basically get 5 additional mythics, since there are currently 5 Apocalypse troops. This is very unlikely to happen in the current state of the game. However, it's not impossible. They did technically say it could at some point. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Is it because true damage is bad? No, true damage isn't bad. Famine doesn't even do true damage. He's just physical. His mana drain's pretty good. The reason why it doesn't tend to get used is because there's so many immune to mana drains now. Back in the day, there used to be literally nothing. Actually, Famine is pretty much the reason why immune to mana drain even exists. He was actually so meta at one point. But he even got Jinxed removed because it was just so good with double Famine. But he just got nerfed too many times to the point that while he is still semi-useful, he's nowhere near what he used to be in the past. Because he got nerfed basically 3 times and is basically dead because of it. Which is rather unfortunate. But he's still semi-usable, but he's definitely the strongest of the 4 horsemen, if nothing else. But still not the greatest. Oh, Suna? Suna's biggest problem is that other true damages are better than her. Her unique trait's also pretty underwhelming, to such a degree that things like Queen Titania normally do Fairy Fire better than her. And normally have better damage output too. I feel like Queen Titania is just a better version of Suna in every way, shape, or form. I had to use Suna for some small duration of time in replace of Queen Titania on my Switch account because I somehow had Suna but not Queen Titania. However, Queen Titania is pretty much just a better version of Suna, even though it's physical. As far as Fairy Fire and everything like that, it just does it so much better. But yeah, Suna is very underwhelming, I would say. Overall, it's never been good. There's some instances where it's like somewhat okay, but I wouldn't really advise using it unless you just had to. Like, it was one of your only few mythics, you could get away with using it. But when you have like half the mythics in the game, or even most of them, or even just every legend in the game, you don't really need her anymore. Because Queen Titania is a better option, even though it's not true damage, and other true damages just do her better. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you all enjoy your week. We'll be back with more soon. And I wasn't able to do the Fall Guys stream today, but we'll do it tomorrow probably. And get a little bit of Fall Guys in there. Because I want to play the new show mode a little bit more before it ends. Because I believe it ends on Friday. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be the last Fall Guys stream we'll do prior to then. But anyways, guys, catch you guys later. And see you tomorrow night for more Gems of War. Goodbye, everyone.